Guatemala, a developing nation with poor infrastructure and political instability, is facing an increasing issue from agricultural runoff. Agricultural runoff has contributed immensely to the recent cyanobacterial blooms in Lago Altitlan, Guatemala's third-largest lake and UNESCO biosphere site located in the volcanic highlands of Guatemala. As one of the deepest and most ancient Mayan lakes in Central America, Lago Altitlan is not just a recreational tourist attraction, but also provides water for drinking, cooking, washing, and irrigation for the 12 surrounding villages. The increase of agricultural production on the lake's shore has resulted in high amounts of nutrient runoff into the lake. Studies have shown that Lago Altitlan has measurable levels of cyanobacteria species Mycocystis and Lynchbia, both of which produce toxins when in bloom. With over 6,500 kilograms of nutrient runoff accumulating in the lake every month, and no regulation on the use of fertilizers and pesticides, toxic cyanobacteria blooms have started due to the imbalance of nutrients in the lake. Cyanobacteria, commonly referred to as blue-green algae, are over 2.5 billion years old and are believed to be the first organisms to evolve the capability of oxygenic photosynthesis. Cyanobacteria are accredited for the formation of photosynthesis in all plant life today as a result of evolutionary development. This gives cyanobacteria a very important role in life on Earth. However, cyanobacteria hazardous algae blooms, CHABs, produce toxic microscopic bacteria called cyanotoxins, which grow on the surface of the water and feed on runoff from fertilizers, pesticides, and fecal matter. When exposed to warm temperatures and high nutrient concentrations, cyanobacteria begins to develop toxic blooms. These blooms take the form of filamentous mat-like structures on the surface of the water and throughout various levels of the water column. These mats prevent sunlight from penetrating to deeper levels of the lake, which in turn prevent other photosynthetic species from being able to produce oxygen. The result is an oxygen-depleted environment in the lake, ultimately leading to the death of animal species. Their death feeds more nutrients into the lake, worsening the cycle for the next bloom. In Lago Altitlan, cyanobacteria blooms are very seasonal, with May to October's rainy season increasing the runoff of phosphates and nitrates into the lake, and the dry season from October to April then providing warmer temperatures, which allows the blooms to occur. Humans face adverse health effects from the blooms as well. Activities from swimming in the water to using it for washing clothes can expose people to the toxins. Skin irritation, rashes, and eye and ear infections are just a few of the symptoms commonly associated with dermal or skin contact with cyanobacteria. Inhaling cyanotoxins can result in respiratory distress and even pneumonia. Water contaminated by cyanobacteria can also result in negative health effects, including abdominal pain, vomiting, and primary liver cancer when ingested. In addition to the environmental and health effects, cyanobacteria blooms have negative impacts on social health. The economy is taking a hit by the decrease in fishing and tourism, as well as by the increased number of people needing health care from the negative health effects of cyanobacteria. Since 2009, tourism to the lake has decreased, likely due in part to the increased literature on the issues surrounding the lake and cyanobacteria. With fish populations declining due to eutrophication of the lake, fish sales have also decreased. The increased number of individuals with health effects from the lake not only increases the amount of money being spent on healthcare, but also leads to a decrease in production as some are unable to work. In order to try and address the problems at Lago Altitlan, we have looked at both preventative measures and reactive measures. In order to prevent the problem from getting worse, runoff into the lake needs to be slowed or stopped. This can be achieved through educating the locals and through government policy. With political instability, the latter of these is far less feasible. Instead, educating those in the agricultural sector about alternatives to fertilizers and pesticides, as well as sustainable farming practices, could be conducted by numerous NGOs working in the area. Because preventative measures will only help to stop the situation from worsening, but won't improve it, we have also looked at some reactive measures. Chemical treatment, filtration, removal of cyanobacteria algae, and blocking sunlight from reaching the cyanobacteria are all measures shown to be effective in dealing with the blooms. These methods are also fairly expensive, however, making them less feasible for Lago Altitlan. Hopefully this video has given you a broader understanding of the problem faced by Lago Altitlan. One of the most important steps for dealing with this issue will be communication. All the stakeholders must have the opportunity for their perception to be communicated, as well as have the opportunity to listen to each other. Only once all concerned parties understand the scope of the problem can feasible solutions be reached. For more information, visit our website.